Jack Sucks at Life killed my YouTube channel. Now, about a month ago, I tried an experiment on YouTube where I used Google targeting and Google advertising to send one specific ad to Jack Sucks at Life. Now, how did I do that? Well, I'm a fan of his content, and so I went through the parameters and I targeted him specifically. I targeted people who like Teslas in the place where he lives, at his age, at around the time that I assume he would probably be watching videos. I also sent an ad to his fan base.
I need you. Jack needs you. The world needs you.
And the goal was to get them to see the ad and to send it to him. And if you haven't watched that video, maybe go check it out. Now, I made that video for one reason: to get views. I made that video because I wanted to see if I could get Jack to see the ad. Well, I've left it about a month to see how well it's done. Let's take a look at the analytics and see whether it was successful or not.
Worst like to dislike ratio of any video. And down and then down and then down and then down.
So let's go into my Google AdWords first. Now, if you've seen Jack's video, he has a great video where he goes through Google advertising, and that was actually the one that inspired this. So let's go and take a look at the ad that you saw me make in the previous video. If you didn't watch it, it doesn't matter. This one's gonna wrap up everything. Now let's see the one I sent to Jack's audience. I called that ad Standing, because in the video, well, I was standing. I know, very creative. I spent a long time thinking about it, and I was pretty sure that was exactly what I wanted to name it. These are the 3 videos that I uploaded on that day period, all at the beginning of May, and I've given them about a month to see what would happen with them and see what would happen with my channel. Now, this is the video I actually uploaded to the audience. So if you start watching this one, maybe you've watched that one as the previous one. If you haven't watched it already, you can go check it out. I have a significantly bigger beard, and I have no backdrop. I know, very exciting. I threw a plant in there. You're welcome. I don't know, I threw a plant in there. I hope you appreciate it. And then here we have the 2 ads that I put. This one is the Tell Jack Sucks at Life. So that ad is specifically to every one of the subscribers, the followers. That's the one I sent out en masse. And then this ad, this one here, which is called This Video is for Jack Sucks at Life. I filled in as many parameters about Jack as I could to try and get him to see that video. Now, 8 people have watched this video, whereas 6,205 have watched the other ad. Now, I can assure you that pretty much 100% of these views came from the advertising. Now, one of these views may have been me playing it. I don't know. I don't know how YouTube records counts. And I know there was a couple people who found the URL from my main video and then followed through to this one to see if they could watch it and to see what it was like, which was cool. That's awesome if you did that. Don't know why. It's not a very good video. Go watch some of my other videos. Please watch them. Please watch my videos. So let's take a look at this. 13,706 people watched at least enough of that ad to know what was going on. Now, it's not a very long video. You can see that it's only 34 seconds. And if we go into its analytics here, you see that it got about 3 hours of watch time in the last 28 days. Let's make it 90 days because it's been about a month. So 56 hours of watch time. People spent 56 hours watching this terrible, terrible video. I'm so sorry. And then we've got about 6.2 thousand views. Gained no subscribers, obviously. Why would anyone subscribe for that? Now the likes to dislikes is 88% average. When you run an ad, people dislike stuff. But if we look at retention, it's pretty good. 96% of people made it all the way through to the ad. So a good number of people saw this video and saw the ad. But I'm going to talk about a little bit later one of the big reasons why I think Jack didn't see this ad. Now, he may just not have mentioned it. He doesn't have to. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. But it's interesting that 96% of people watched through the entirety of this 34-second ad. And if you haven't seen it, I'm going to link it in the description because it's pretty stupid, I assure you. But if we go back to the ads, you see that 80,727 impressions. Now, an impression is the amount of time someone even sees the ad at all, or it is shown on their screen, or they're aware of it, or it plays on something. That means 80,727 people saw this literal garbage. Literal garbage that I made, which is nice, which is kind of funny. So let's go over to the other ad. Let's go to the sitting one. As you can actually see here, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Strange. Now, why is that? Okay, let's go back again. You see that Jack ad. There's another one, and it's exactly the same, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now, why is that? Why did the ad specifically to Jack not play at all? And I can tell you that there have been many ads disapproved. I tried to get this sitting down ad to JackSucksAtLife approved probably 20 times, changing small bits of settings, adjusting bits of settings. I changed the content, I changed the type of ad, I had it running at a different time, I tried everything, and it was never approved. Now, there was a small period where it told me that it had run, and then it told me later that it was disapproved, and so maybe some people saw it because of those 8 views. I don't know how those 8 views got there. So you've seen all of the response that came from it. You've seen these 13,000 views, these 88,000 impressions, the amount of people who had seen it. There was comments. My main video that made it got about 1,200 views in it, which is, you know, is pretty good for my usual standards. And so it did go out there, and it did work in getting a lot of people to see it. Now, did it work in getting JackSucksAtLife to see the ad? No. No, it did not. No, it did not. In fact, it worked so terribly that it has killed my YouTube channel. Now, hyperbole aside, let's take a look at what I actually mean by that. So let's take a look at my previous video before the Google Ads one. It was above average. It was pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. It's 2.4K views, 218 watch time, plus 3 subscribers. That's nice. And then if we look at likes versus dislikes, 95.9% like versus dislike ratio. We go to reach. We see here click-through rate of 3.8%. So now we've looked at one of my average videos. Let's go back and let's look at the JackSucksAtLife video. I used Google Ads to target one specific person featuring JackSucksAtLife. Look at that, great title, thumbnail, awesome, mimicking the Jack face, got my big bushy beard there, got a nice little bow cut. Hello, Jack, very creative. You know, my girlfriend put a lot of work into making that thumbnail, and 7.3 hours of watch time. Audience retention, 4%. 4%. 4% audience retention. That means that of the 1,200 people who watched it, on average, they only watched 22 seconds of the video. Nothing happens in the first 22 seconds. They haven't even seen any of the good bits. 4%. So why do we think that people only watch 22 seconds of the video? Now, the obvious answer is because the content is bad, I'm not interesting, and it wasn't a very good video. But the reason why it only got 4% is, of course, Google advertising. It's Google advertising. Because what happens with Google advertising is you're getting a lot of people, a huge amount of people who might not be interested in you, might not be interested in it. They're seeing it, they're clicking on it, they're being like, okay, I clicked, nope, not good enough, and then click away. And so for the vast majority of people, that's what was happening. You were getting people seeing the ad, being like, that's weird, okay, I'll check it out, going to the video, seeing it's 9 minutes long, seeing some bearded nobody who they don't know who he is, no backdrop, didn't even have a plant in the previous video. What's the point when you don't even have a plant? Now, if you know anything about YouTube, the most important statistics to them are watch time. Are people watching your videos? Do people want to watch them? And what happens when you use Google Ads is it destroys your analytics. It destroys them. Your click-through rate is going to be terrible. Your viewer retention rate is going to be terrible. And so pretty much if you use a Google ad on one of your videos, you are guaranteeing that it will disappear from the Discover feed. It will disappear from the face of YouTube. And so by YouTube's metrics, this video was a total and colossal failure. So last month I came up with an idea that I thought was pretty cool, I thought it was pretty funny, and I thought that people might like it. I was wrong. Now, obviously stuff is skewed because Google advertisements just doesn't really help your channel that much. They're not really that useful in a context like this. So that's why all of the numbers are so bad. I just thought it was really funny how terribly it did, and that the worst video I have ever put out immediately followed this one. And so the only conclusion I can make from this whole video, all of the data I've outlined and all of the issues with it, is that this is specifically JackSucksAtLife's fault. So why do I think this didn't work? Because both of the ads did run. They did both reach people. Now, people didn't really watch the full video of mine, but some people did. There was quite a few comments of people saying, whoa, yeah, I saw this, I hope it reaches him. And I did get quite a few people messaging me about it, asking whether he saw it. So why do I think it didn't work? Well, quite simply, I was relying on two things. I was relying on whether he saw it himself, which I don't believe there's any way that he could, because even if the ad to him did run, it would have run for such a short time that I don't think he would have seen it. Now, a lot of people saw the other ad, and I was relying on the fact that they would tweet to him that they saw it. But at the exact same day I released this video, Jack released his video on trying to go viral, where everyone, myself included, tweeted to him pictures of us running his video on 20 different screens. I actually tweeted him a video of me watching it on my TV, my computer, my iPhone, and then going to bed. It wasn't very funny. Nobody saw it. Nobody reacted to it, and I deleted it in shame. But I did do it. And so at the exact same time, everybody tweeted that. And so there's no way that even if people did see this, that they were going to send it to him, or it would have got lost. Now, maybe he did, maybe he didn't see it. He doesn't have to talk about it. It doesn't matter. He can do whatever he wants. But I had a lot of fun with this. And in the end, I think it was a cool idea and a cool video, and I do think that it could work. So in conclusion for all of this, I failed in goal 1, which was to get Jack to see the ad. I failed in goal 2, which is to get someone else to send the ad to him. And I failed in goal 3, which was to make an interesting video. So all across the board, this was a total failure, probably a complete disaster. And as you can see from my analytics, it may have killed my YouTube channel. Now in the title, I'm blaming Jack, because this failure would just be too much for my very fragile ego and self-esteem to handle, and so I have to pin the blame on someone else or I will crumble. So Jack, I want to thank you so much for accepting this blame. You're a much stronger man than me, and you have taken this upon yourself to keep me going in support of a small YouTuber, and you're just a really heroic dude. And to everybody watching this video, this has been a joke. It's been a joke. It was fun. The video that I made wasn't very good. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this. Tune in next time because I'm going to release a cool video that I think you might like. Jack, if you're watching this, thank you for taking the blame onto yourself. You're a good dude. And everyone, I'll see you next time. Also subscribe. 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 Please subscribe.